Okay, I hope you had a lovely Easter. And I hope that you didn't eat too much. Well, if you ate too much chocolate, it doesn't matter because we're going to get back on track. Personally, I don't like chocolate that much because I'm weird. But the majority of people do. I'm going to stick that on YouTube because I got a few new people wanting to have a look at what we do because they're quite scared. And it's not scary, Lifleen. I keep saying the women are lovely, the best women I've ever worked with. This is about supporting one another and lifting people up and empowering one another. Not kind of, I've worked in some places before where I've gone in to take a step class and they've put their handbags on the step and then put their purse on that step and put their hairbrush on that step because they only stand next to their 3 friends, and then the new person comes in and they look at them like this. That's my spot. I've stood there for 10 years. We're not like that. Thank God. Don't actually want to be like that. This is a lovely, friendly group. So if you've just joined us, we are going to take care of you. And obviously, this has been quite new to me this year. It's been something I've dreamt of, but I've never done it till now. But I've always been kind of like working in gyms. Hi, Trude. Not had time to talk to people. Not had as much time. Well, if I give them time, I normally get told off by the manager because I run over class. But I've seen people struggle to lose weight. I've seen people struggle to get their arms toned up. I've seen, I don't know, people they join gyms or join classes when they're going through divorces, grief, trying to make friends after you've had kids and maybe not been in work. All different reasons we come out and join classes. And sometimes I've seen participants being quite mean to people, and I've been like, that's not very nice. Or I've seen people like not hitting their goals because they're eating the wrong things, all this type of stuff. So I've tried to incorporate this into this program. Although, of course, everyone's still busy, so sometimes it's still quite hard to give people the time. So Lift Lean is about short workouts specific to women's bodies. And most of the scientific research that we rely on is still done on men. So it doesn't work for women's bodies because we're so different. So most women, from a sort of outward glance, want to tone up these, don't want these flapping in the wind, want to get this sort of a bit slimmer here if we can. And our bodies change as we get older, so different foods affect the way that we hold the weight and things like that. Most, and I mean, girls tend to want bigger booties these days, but my generation, we wanted to slim them down. So it's whatever your goal is. You know, some people just want their bums more lifted, and guys tend to want to get more sort of bigger muscles and things like that. So, and they're a different shape, they're more triangular shape. So this one is about, we have like one night where we do the whole body. So we've done total body workout. We've done body max. We've done the fitness testing, which I'm not going to start back tomorrow night with. I was thinking maybe we'd start back with body max tomorrow night to be a bit nice to ourselves, because one squat I'll probably be on the floor. I can feel it's all a bit wobbly after having a bit of time off. And then Tuesday we've had like either abs or glutes. We've had like specific workouts. So we've done an arm day, we've done a butt day, we've done a midsection day. And then we go back, and Friday was total body workout, and then I was nasty and I changed it to fierce fight to batter to do a real hard one on a Friday to just boost you for the weekend. And then we sort of ran it for a month. I think I ran it for a month, and people were seizing up and saying their flexibility was going and they were feeling a bit tight. So then we added in a bit more yoga type stuff and some stuff like that. So it's been going quite well. We might have to adapt some of the times. I might have to start early in the mornings now. I'm back to work tomorrow. It's going to be weird. So Lift Lean as well, we try to encourage as instructors, personal trainers, for you to come away from the scales, because many of my friends, probably a bit older than me, were obsessed with the scales. There was a time, and they still do it on social media. They're just more clever these days, but they're real skinny models, and so much pressure on women to look slim. You might have had babies, and then people are like, God, she's had a baby 3 years ago, she hadn't lost the weight. It's all this type of stuff, and people don't look at kind of how you are as an individual. So we got our tape measures, which you can get these off eBay if you have. It's a proper. The best ones to use are sew-in ones. I did do a video before where I did try to show you how I do it with the ones you use to measure shelves, so I can stick that on later if you want to actually. But try and come away from the scales, because it's not about losing weight. So, for example, I think till I was about, God, was it 24? I used to starve myself. I'd have like a dried bit of toast for breakfast, half a grapefruit with no sugar, lunchtime and bloody hell, was it another bit of bit of toast and like just hardly any cheese and stuff like that. And then you don't get the right nutrients. But I was obsessed if I didn't use a pound, and actually it's been proven that it's really psychologically damaging if you get on the scales all the time. So if you can try not to weigh yourself maybe once a week at the most, come away from it and start to think about coming away from sort of measure. We will measure ourselves. That's why I got my lily white legs out. You can measure yourself and you can see if you can lose the inches, which Lise knows a lot about, and try to not think about the scales so much. Or you can just go on how your clothes feel. Or if you're not, your target's not to lose weight, not to lose the inches, and it's just to feel better. For me, it wasn't so much about losing weight. I kind of wanted to lose a bit off here. But I just eat the same stuff all the time. 3 omelettes a week. Yeah, that's me. So let's have salmon again. Let's have salmon again. So I found when we first started Live Lean and we talked about the food a bit more, we sort of come away from it on the last one. But when we put the recipes on, I was actually prepping myself a bit better. And we were, as a family, eating better. Mike lost weight. I didn't lose weight. Men always lose weight faster. But I actually felt better for having more minerals. So I did a talk at the start of the first Live Lean, I think it was, or the second one, and we put up MyFitnessPal app on the phone, and that actually you can monitor your steps on that if you haven't got the watch, but you do have to have your phone on you, which is a bit of a pain. But the most useful tool for me was it was showing me how little iron I was eating a day, despite thinking I was getting quite a lot. And then we talked about iron and how much more women need. And we talked about how lousy you can feel if your iron levels are down, how it can not just affect your energy levels so you feel tired, but it can make you feel depressed, a bit weepy and stuff like that. So I think we should revisit some of this stuff because we can get on it and then kind of come away from it. And food, you can literally heal so much of your body through what you eat. And even if you've changed it, it didn't work for you. So like Claire was saying that beans were making her bloated, and I find if I eat too much, like the different types of beans, I get bloated. Try adding little bits of food and tweaking it so you can learn what your body will digest. Because we are so individual. You could put everybody on the same diet. We could go, right, we're going to do a proper food plan for the next month. You're not allowed to have any naughty stuff. We're all going to eat this, and there will be always somebody who doesn't lose weight. And there'll always be somebody who does lose weight. And somebody else will find, actually, I felt awful eating that food. So it's about becoming a bit more aware, I suppose. Self-care, you thinking, actually, when I eat that, I felt great. When I ate that, I felt a bit bloated, a bit sluggish, and things like that. And if your goal is to lose inches, take your measurements at the start, maybe tonight after you have a shower, whatever. Keep them in a little journal if you can. God, I've got so many books on the go, do you know? This one's got Live Lean written on the front and it's nearly full already. But keep a little log or stick it on the notes on your phone just for you. And then if you're brave enough, because Lise was really lucky, Lisa let me use her photos. Thank you so much. Because it's quite daring. I've had a few people send me photos of them in their nicks. And I promise I would never post anything unless you give me permission. It's very, very right on the ball with that. Because it's not nice, is it? But if you want to just take photos, let me plug that into charge and keep them for yourself. It's quite nice to look back. So on a day when you think, God, I haven't lost any weight, I haven't lost any inches, and you look, you think, oh, but I've got little lines coming in my obliques. Or, I don't know, look, I've got a little bit more definition there. And that is a really good goal. So it's not just about losing inches or losing weight. But maybe it's about, actually, I felt better for doing that because it made me do the exercise and I ate better. Or, I don't know, I slept better because I did a bit more exercise. That feels more toned in the shower when I actually... Do you ever do that? Do women ever actually do that? You're washing in the shower and think, oh, actually, my butt feels quite good. What do we do? Flabby thighs. My arms are a bit wobbly. How many times do we actually step back and go, oh, my God, I did X amount of steps this week and my butt is feeling pretty good. So we're going to try and do a bit more positive stuff. Again, we'll get back on track. If you decide that you're going to measure yourself and you want the link, these are cheap anyway. If you haven't got a seamstress tape measure, I haven't got it with me, but if you use the one that you do use for measuring shelves, what I do is I measure my arm, hold it like that, and I'll get my shoelace in and work out exactly where it is. But I put that on the other video and I've been meaning to post that. So when you do your thighs, it's the biggest bit there. It goes around. You do each leg. Because I was brave enough to actually do it in my shorts and bra last time. It's quite interesting because that leg is slightly bigger than that one. We're all non-symmetrical. And then arms is quite hard by yourself. Oh, let's just do it, ladies. Let's just get down to the bra. I got to practice what I preach if I'm telling you to do it. It was cheese that was my problem the last, 40 years actually. I love bloody cheese. Yeah, that's quite hard to do it by yourself. But you can, just about. Do it straight like that so it's relaxed. And if you wanted to take 2, you could do it with the muscle more flexed as well. That's how we measure that. With the waist, women know where our waists are. You know where your waists are, yeah? Men can't find their waists. It's where your belt would go. Trousers don't often go there anymore. You measure that around there. What other bits would be, bum normally. You have to go down to your knickers to do your bum. Because even when you put a pair of thin shorts on, that is still about half an inch. Around the biggest bit, just under the hips. But measure the hips as well. And then go down a bit further and do, I want to call it your bum bum. That's what I call it to Lorena. Your bum bum is there. And somebody last time wanted to do calf, so I'm not bothered about calf muscles, but if you wanted to do the gastrocnemius, the fleshy bit, do it around there. And then don't be surprised if that gets, if your calves get bigger from the exercise. I mean, most people don't want to lose weight off their calves. Most women want to lose it off waist. Do you want to lose it off your bum? Do you want to lose inches off your bum? Some women want to get bigger butts. You get padded knickers now. Do you know that? To make your arse look bigger. True. It's a different generation. So yeah, I've got another video which breaks it down slow, but I think most people know. Do you know how to measure? If you're not sure, drop me a message. And I would say ditch the scales. Personally, I stopped weighing myself, but some people love to have a little bit of idea, so that depends on you. And then for me, I'm going to put my first goal as eat a more balanced diet. And then I've got Asda's coming Wednesday. We'll have a look at the recipes later, maybe pick something different. That's quite good to do. So if eating the same food, it gets a bit boring, doesn't it, thinking of ideas. When you go on to the Facebook page, at the top you should have topics, and there's main menus in there, and there's vegan, vegetarian, meat and fish. So I can either post them all on again later because I've been busy putting them all into folders on my phone whilst I've been off. If that would be easy for people, I think Sunday night is quite a good time to browse at stuff like that once you've sorted out what you've got to do for the kids and stuff like that. Maybe sit down, have a little think. It's chickpeas that you need if you're 35 plus especially, because they're a good source of iron and they help, the minerals in them help with symptoms of perimenopause and menopause, like hot flushes, mood swings. Now, I've added chickpeas to my diet. I didn't have a clue what to do with them. So I put them in a stew, I put them in a soup, and I got to be honest, I've not been so ferocious this last couple of months. I don't know if Mike would agree with that, but normally when I do one, I'm like, what? And I do feel a bit more mentally stable. So I think chickpeas is good, a 37 pence a can, roughly. So there's a few recipes that we shared with that. The second thing I'm going to put for me, and I think some of you share this one, although we've not touched on it tonight, is increase my strength. So I think we've gone up weights. I think this week might be a bit of a test. We might come back a bit and have to build it up again. But I want to try and get up to using my 6Ks. And I know some of you have been getting up to the 5Ks. So we've been trying to do shorter sets. I always use pump as an example. So we've been trying to, for women's strength now, it's because the density of our bones declines again once we hit 35. It's lovely and depressing once you hit 35 plus. So the strength training increases the density of the bones, which prevents the risk of osteopenia, which is when your bones are starting to get to the point where you're going to get osteoporosis. So it's very common in women. I've just done another course on this for Pilates. We get osteoporosis more than men. We don't absorb calcium as well as men. So their strength training using the weights is the reason why we do that now. And we didn't do that years ago. It was all cardio, yeah? So I want to go up a weight if possible on this next sort of 7 weeks and see if by the end of it I can be using my sixes a little bit more frequently. Any other goals that anybody thinks of? Have you thought about what you want from this? I need to put the TV on actually, because I'm lip reading them on Zoom. Sleep better. I'm going to do restorative yoga again tomorrow night. I know Steph likes that. Which isn't part of Liftly Now. I've got you now. God, it's so funny. I have to plug it all back in. I can hear Luce now.
Hi.
Luce, goals?
Drop a dress size.
Drop a dress size? You're doing so bloody good. Yeah, that's good. If you get a chance, drop them down. Jot them down. Oh, my phone's gone off now. Oh, God. It's a good job I've ordered a new one, isn't it? It's really funny because you got it charging on Facebook and it overheats. Do you know what? I like the group, the sort of community. I've not had that in many places. Everyone's kind of gone off and done their own thing. And I like the fact that we can just go on the WhatsApp or on the Facebook group and go, oh, I'm having a shit day. I've done this, this and this. Oh, I tell you what, drink more water. I meant to talk about that separately because it helps to flush the fat and speed your metabolism up. I did a whole talk about water as well. Maybe we should go back over some of these things I talked about before, because you remember it for about a week or two and forget, didn't you? I'm shit at drinking water. Is anyone good at drinking water?
No, it's squash.
Squash is all right.
Squash is all right, yeah.
Yeah.
There, I'm all right drinking that. I can drink loads of squash. I can't drink
I'm
water.
on a bit of that at the minute. I've gone on a sugar-free lemon one.
Yeah, sugar-free tropical squash or summer fruits, anything.
Yeah. You do you feel better when you drink more? I do.
Oh, definitely, yeah, definitely.
I don't know why we don't do it. It's mad.
I know. I'm much better as well. I've got a 500ml bottle, and if I use that, and I know I've got to drink at least 4 of them plus my other drinks, then I'm much better at doing that.
Do you know, I'm going to write that down because I'm going to do that as well. Right, I've lost them on Facebook now because my phone died. Drink more water. Beck's found us again. Sorry, Beck. I need a new iPhone. It's coming Wednesday. It's cost twice the price of my first car. How bad is that? For a phone. Do you compare it to stuff like that? It's like, oh my God. Right, which way do I need to move that now? There we go. We just said about drinking more water. Absolutely appalling. Squash is fine, yeah. That's not got many calories in it. I don't know how. I was drinking hot water in January and that was working, and then I went off and hi Lizzie, yeah, I know, this is my other phone. It's my iPhone 6. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Lisa and I were talking actually, and I was saying, how can I get people to do more steps, because I'm not very good with Strava yet, because I've been trying to learn all the technology for streaming and stuff instead. But we thought it might be quite good if we use the Facebook group for accountability for steps.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Because I thought you had to pay for Strava because it kept asking me for money, but apparently there is a free.
No, yeah, I've got the free one. The free one's fine.
I'll go back on that actually. So let's track our steps more this time, shall we?
The only thing I found with because I've got a Garmin watch, and the only way I can record steps is if I do the workout as a walk. It's the only
That's
workout
what my
type.
Samsung does. That's why it's not been clocking my steps, yeah.
No, it's the only, if I put a walk, then it'll record the steps, but that's the only workout I can set it for, to record the steps.
Oh, right, okay.
But
see,
that's fine.
If we got My Fitness Pal and we have our phone on us, then it will.
Yeah, I can record like my daily steps. Yeah, it'll track my daily steps. It's just for a workout. Yeah.
Right. Okay, let's have a go at that. I'll send
steps on the workout.
Yeah. I've got to put walk definitely on my Samsung because it never counts. I watch it and it's not going up, and then Mike went, oh, you're supposed to put it on walk, and I went, well, I never had to do that before with a watch. So yeah, so Samsung's the same as Garmin. Let's use that then. If I send a reminder out and go, how many steps have you done today? And I'll try and send how much have you drunk. See if we can motivate each other to drink, because I did feel better, so much better when we drinking loads back when we first started.
Yeah.
And I've been back on the wine and the red wine.
I need to
Brilliant.
stick to my meal plans.
Have you done it, Lise?
I need to stick to my meal plans.
Yeah, you're
I
good
can
at
plan
that.
them, but then it's, I don't fancy that.
I do that.
I'm gonna start using the slow. I'm gonna add that again. I'll use a slow cooker because it works when you're working long hours. I got up one morning and I put chicken breasts in the slow cooker. Sorry if you're vegans or veggies. I put chicken breasts, chopped tomatoes, tin of chickpeas on it, load of herbs, mushrooms, and it was really nice. The chickpeas tasted nothing. They're just a bit like lentils. So if you've never used them before, they're really not as scary as what I thought. They're really quite nice. They're in hummus, aren't they?
Yeah.
Good source of iron for us lasses. If you're still menstruating, you need about 7 times more iron than men. Huge amounts, especially with resistance. Oh, Kath can't see me now. You can see me still, can't you?
Yeah.
Honey?
It's you.
She gets bad connection, actually. Okay, so I've got for my goals, and try and jot your own down, I've got eat more balanced diet, increase my strength, drink more water, more steps, because I've gone right slack this last week, and I'm going to go back to using my slow cooker, because otherwise I'll end up having cheese on toast or something, or omelette for tea every night. If you can, do your measurements. If you want a link, I can send that to you, but they're quite easy to find on eBay, but these are the best measurements. If you're not interested in that, that's fine. Some people want to lose inches. But definitely, please try not to think of the scales. I think back in February time, I posted a picture of 2 women who were both exactly the same weight. Do you remember this? And one had mostly fat, and she was like, say she was 10 stone, she was out here. And the other one was all muscle, but she was still, it's the same woman, I think, it's still 10 stone. So please, instead of giving yourself a hard time, remember that muscle weighs so much more than fat. I weigh more now than I've ever weighed in my life since I've been doing weights, but it's definitely like firmer and stuff like that. So on a down day where you're thinking, oh my God, I've not shifted even a pound, please try to remember that that muscle is going to weigh more. So sometimes you might even I put on half a stone when I started teaching body pump. I was devastated, but it's muscle. And I know it's really hard to come out of that and think of that concept, but it's just so true. So what should we kick off with tomorrow night? Because I was thinking Body Max. Is that okay for everybody?
Yeah.
And then we do fitness testing. Over the Monday after or the Monday after that, I've got a different fitness test for you. Do you think we can do that?
Yeah.
And then if I post on the group later, and you can tell me what you liked about the last sort of 4 weeks, and then we can either do that again in a different order. I can put some new stuff in if you want. It's up to you guys. This is your program, so I can do whatever you want me to do. I don't mind.
Okay.
Yeah, there we are. Brilliant. Okay, I'm going to mess around with StreamYard and come back and do a bit of stretching. You have a lovely evening. I'll be on in the morning. I think I'll probably come on at 7 to do some mobility, but I might have to go a bit earlier. I've learned how to do it a bit quietly, so my neighbours can't hear. I've got a different setup in here, so I don't upset them that time in the morning. So yes, I see you. Oh, you can see me now. Yeah, so I'll post on about how to measure yourself, so it's more straightforward than that. But any questions, put it on the WhatsApp group or just drop me a message. That's fine.